Okay, here we are, live. Welcome, welcome everyone to our unlimited network, MasterMind. And today is Saturday, December 19. Here we go, ding, 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 holiday season. But we are committed to keep expanding our prosperity consciousness. And I just want to say, to share with all of you that I feel so grateful that we get here every Saturday, 10 a.m. And, it's like drop by drop, drop by drop, we start to get it, or I start to get it, and I feel very excited and happy to understand deeper and deeper and clear, how the laws of the universe work. And I feel very supported by all of you here in the panel and all the people that comment, that serves them. So remember that this is public, this is free, and if you know anyone that can benefit from really expanding the prosperity consciousness, don't doubt to invite them. You can tell them to send an email to Arne, A-R-N-E, at unlimitednetwork.com, so he or she can have directions on how to arrive here to the panel or to listen into our unlimitednetwork.com/mastermind, that we have the recordings and we keep deepening in this work. And today, for whatever reason, I feel super excited because I sense inside that I start to get it in a deeper level. At this moment, we are studying the book. Well, first I want to say that this mastermind was conceived, if you want, with the intention to support all conscious entrepreneurs, okay? Entrepreneurs that wants to engage consciously, wants to understand how to create in life, our own lifestyle, our own desires with innocence, permissions, with the support of the entire universe, instead of, sabotaging ourselves. Yes, I want, but guilt, blah, 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 all the old consciousness. So this is the dedication, the more I think I really think that the more we wake up individually to our true nature, to our abundance, prosperity, well-being, okay, the more we are supporting our entire planet, our entire world to do that. So again, welcome to everyone here. And let's begin. The way that we do this, all of us know already, is like Doc Fran is the one that is reading here our book, and we are working right now with money and the law of attraction with Abraham Hicks. And even though we are working a lot on health, it's funny because the book is called Money, right? But was a very little section about money, and a big session right now that maybe we finish today, I don't know, that section that is about well-being and how important it is to feel good physically, okay? Because when we feel good, we vibrate good, and we attract good to ourselves. So I'm getting it. And this is, I think, is very powerful to understand. So it's not only money, even though, we had several videos that you can find in the archives under unlimitednetwork.com, where we talk about how important it is to clean up, our thinking about money or whatever. But if we don't feel good, if we don't have that priority of feeling good, in our physical body, it's kind of hard to really extend the goodness, the well-being in our prosperity life, aspects of life, So we are going to start, Doc Fran, if you are ready. And I want to suggest here, if you have comments, you can write on the comment things. We will read them, or questions. And if we are in the panel here and we feel like, we get something that we want to integrate more, please don't doubt to open your microphone, because again, this is not about, finishing the book or whatever. This is about walking, our path, and it's nice, to, what do we say here? Oh, okay. And it's nice to integrate, to really take it home, okay? So let's begin, Doc Fran, if you are ready. Here we are ready, and we start today on page 155. And we are going to keep, understanding deeply how we can master that mind of us, that beautiful tool that we have here to create, and to use it for our benefit and the benefit of all. So, Doc Fran, welcome. Yes.
Can you see me?
No video. I see your beautiful picture here.
Yeah. You can't hear me either. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, yeah, my computer is goofing up here. But I will, as long as you can hear me, I'll keep going. Well, good morning, everyone. it's not important that you see my face. So here we go. I guess, is that what's up on the screen now? I have no idea what's going on with my companion or my computer.
I will put Monica on the screen because there was only a black picture for you, but we hear your voice very, very well.
Okay,
And
perfect.
she looks good, so that's all.
Yeah, this is very strange. Sorry about this. Anyway, good morning and Merry Christmas. This is the last Saturday before Christmas that we will get together. I mean, those of us that celebrate Christmas know that it is next Friday. So, and Monica, I'm very excited. You know, I can feel the shift that you are excited about within you, and I can see it manifested. And it really is fun when you finally do incorporate that little piece of truth, and it makes life a whole lot more fun and abundant. There's no doubt about it. So we'll push on here today, and we're up to page 155 for those of you that are following along with us on the book, and right at the bottom of the page. But what if I believed in dangerous germs? Jerry asks, I really do want to be healthy, but I also believe that I might catch some things. So whenever I visit people who are in the hospital, I hold my breath as I walk down the corridor to avoid germs. Abraham, you must have very short visits. Jerry, I do have short visits, and I keep going to a window and trying to get some air. So if I believe that I can avoid the germs by holding my breath, then will that belief keep me from getting sick? Abraham, in your strange way, you are maintaining a vibrational balance. You want health. You believe that germs can make you sick. You believe that your behavior is of avoiding the germs is preventing sickness, and so you achieve a balance that works for you. You are, however, going about it the hard way. If you are really listening to your guidance system, you would not enter an environment where you believe there are germs that could compromise your well-being. The dread you feel about going into the hospital is your indicator that you are about to take action before you have achieved vibrational alignment. You could just not go to the hospital, but then you would feel uncomfortable because you know that your sick friend would enjoy a visit from you. So you find a way to visit your friend without feeling dread. And that is what we mean by finding vibrational alignment before you take the action of entering the hospital. In time, you can become to believe so much in your well-being, of your desire for well-being, that can be so vivid, then you could be in any environment and not feel a threat to your well-being. When you are in alignment with who you really are, and you are listening to your powerful guidance system, you would never enter an environment where your well-being could be threatened. Unfortunately, many people override their own guidance system for the sake of pleasing others. Two people could enter the hospital as you have described it, one feeling no threat to well-being and the other feeling great threat. The first would not get sick. The second one would, not because the germs that are present in the hospital, but because of the person's vibrational relationship to his or her own sense of well-being. We are not attempting to alter your beliefs, for we do not see your beliefs as inappropriate. It is our desire to make you aware of your own emotional guidance system so that you can achieve the balance of vibration between your desires and your beliefs. Doing the right thing means to do that which is in harmony with your intent and with your current beliefs. And for those new guests on the line here today, the emotional guidance system is an intrinsic ability that each and every one of us is born with. We know when we are in alignment with our true spiritual self because it's how we feel about what we are thinking, saying, or doing that indicates whether or not it is in alignment with you. And so when you feel good about anything that you're thinking, saying, or doing, then that is your emotional guidance system telling you that you are on a correct path. When you don't feel good about whatever you're saying, thinking, or doing, that is your emotional guidance system telling you that you are off the correct path. Okay. So
I
Jerry,
have a comment here, if I
go
may.
ahead.
personal that that. Oh, okay. I have to click here. Okay. I'm here, I guess. Can you hear?
I hear you.
I don't know.
Arnie, I hear you.
No hearing? No hearing? Okay. Okay. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So the guidance system being that we talked about here being cut off because we do things, override it by being trying to be nice for others. I have a lesson on that, and especially lately, it's come to my attention that I do it on a very deep level. On the well, actually, maybe not. Maybe everybody else sees it, but for me, it's been like a appropriate kind of nice life. The way you're nice to people, and sometimes, or in my case, very often, it's been to override taking care of myself. And lately, my body is reacting into almost what I would call uncomfortable. So uncomfortable that I really have. I am forced to take care of myself. I have to sit down. I have to focus on myself and stop doing that thing that I'm doing for other people. And as soon as I start to focus on I love myself, I accept myself, I want myself exactly like I am, I am the most important person in my life, then all the symptoms goes away. And then I forget about it, and then the symptoms comes back, and I remember, and I do it, and the symptoms goes away. So it is it, okay. I guess our internet is going in and out a little bit, but that's my lesson for now, and it's very powerful. And I didn't ask for it consciously, but here it is, that I have to learn to love myself and accept myself and put myself first. First. So that's my journey right now. I'm done.
All right, good, Arnie. Yeah, I don't know. My computer is it's the Google system. I don't know what's going on right now. But anyway, we'll keep pushing forward. Let's see where we are. Jerry said, so there's nothing wrong with taking the coward's way out. Abraham responds, there are many people who override their own guidance system by trying to please others. And there are many people who will call you selfish or cowardly when you have the audacity to please yourself rather than them. Often others will call you selfish because you're unwilling to yield to their own selfishness without realizing the hypocrisy of their demands. Sometimes we are accused of teaching selfishness, and we admit that it is true. Because if you're not selfish enough to tend to your own vibration, and therefore hold yourself in alignment with your source, with who you really are, then you have nothing to give another anyway. When others call you selfish or cowardly, their own vibrations are clearly out of balance, and a modification of your behavior will not bring them into balance. The more you think and speak of your own physical well-being, the more entrenched your own vibrational patterns of wellness will be. And the more the law of attraction will then surround you with things that enhance and support those beliefs. The more you tell your own story of well-being, the less vulnerable you will feel. And then not only will your point of attraction shift so that different situations will surround you, but you will also feel different about the situations as they come. So Monica, does that sound like what's happening to you?
Yes, well, I just wanted to share about the permission in quotes. And this week, you need to undo your microphone. Someone has to close the microphone. I don't know who is that. But this week, I have a lot, like in my front head here, the word permission. Permission. Like when we talk here about being selfish, it's something that I taught so many years, with goddess inspiration and, the goddess, fish yourself first, right? But one thing is to say it, and I think there is different levels of integrating this, and it's so beautiful. Like to give a real example that for me is, we are so on automatic or accustomed or educated in some way, Like this week we are thinking about a party, let's say for Christmas, and thinking who we invite, what do we invite, and I don't feel good. It's like I don't feel excited about the event, And for me to recognize that, to say, you know what? That's not something I want to do. I want to do something that feels exciting. Let's find something that is exciting here. And it's the first time, Fran, that I'm like, I know I am very authentic and very gut oriented. Like when I feel something, I say so. But I'm getting mentally right now, like consciously integrating, how important it is to support that arena. And if we know that we all are truly, truly whole and complete, and instead of disempowering people by pleasing them and how to say, like when you are not in integrity with yourself, I'm going to do even if I don't want really, but I know you need or is good for you. What a game do we play? Instead of empowering people, we are disempowering everybody, to begin myself and then the rest of the world, So it is, I like this selfishness with the capital S, in the sense of priority. I have to listen to my alignment. I have to listen. I have to feel good. It's my responsibility, and I'm getting it, Dr. Fran. So I love, and I got at something else that I think we can comment during the reading here, but I think it's super important for us to understand that our first responsibility in this life, the first relationship that I have in this life, okay, is the relationship with myself. And if I don't honor that, there is no way I'm going to honor any relationship with someone else, because I already start with lack of integrity, So I have to be in alignment here, So I wanted to share that because I feel very happy to get it. And Celio, I can see that you opened the microphone, so maybe you want to say something.
With this topic, can you hear me? I wanted to jump in with this topic because
Yes.
I had a recent situation with a family member that was exactly that. I mean, it's like what this person thinks about me or whatever, or what do I think I feel about myself that is the right thing to do. And, and no matter what, I went through an experience that is very intense. I mean, that is not, the point is, normally, in order to give in to the other person's opinion, then we shift into what we don't want to do or feel. And now it's like, no, it's another way. I mean, this person can think whatever, but if I, really feel from that deep point that Abraham is teaching us, and it's so real, that this is the right thing to do, no matter how they seem, and for me with my family, sometimes it's very intense because it's like, I cannot anymore comply with what they think I'm supposed to do, I'm supposed to become, or situations, or now, Monica, you talk about Christmas, my God, it's like this whole emotional garb that is coming. And for me, it's like, so clear right now that I'm much more of service, and I'm much more, I can contribute much more to my family, to the environment, and to myself from this positive, true way, not selfish, but because this selfish thing, it's reality. It's what vibrates in me. And if I do whatever I feel in that vibration, that is what I feel comfortable doing and feel fabulous doing, no matter if they think the other way around or whatever, it doesn't matter. What matters is how I feel, not how the other person feels. And so this whole guilt thing that other people has been playing on us for all this time and has made us so miserable and even poor and unsuccessful it's like the other way around. You know, I think with this mastermind, we just turn the page to that. It's very powerful. As Dr. Fran, you're reading those lines. It's very powerful because we can turn the page to shift in our own consciousness, in our own vibration, and then they will come to alignment or not. I mean, I don't have to worry about that. I have to worry about being aligned with myself.
Yes, thank you, Celio, beautiful. And that's how we like it, or I like it personally, real life here, you know, so we all grow together. Thank you. Good. Doc
All
Fran?
right. Yes, ma'am. Okay, well, my computer seems to be working now, or Google seems to be working, so good. I just wanted to interject. You know, it's so funny, this discussion about selfishness, and many, if not all of us that are on this call are involved in network marketing or multi-level marketing or home-based business, whatever you want to call it, where we're required to build teams of people in order to have a successful business. And when I was first in practice of this industry, I would always strive to help everybody else make money, even at my own expense. I would give up income. I would give away enrollments and things of that sort. And it was a well-intentioned approach to doing the business, but it was ultimately fraught with frustration and disappointment and failure, because I learned the lesson very quickly that people are in the condition they're in because of their own actions and beliefs. And if you try and do things for people to improve their condition passively to themselves, you simply create a needy, wanting, dependent group of followers. And you end up doing all the work for everyone in your entire group, ultimately. And so I learned that the best thing you can do is take care of yourself first and be the example that they want to see by making money. I felt guilty that I was making the money all the time, that I was always ahead of the group and making money, and many people in the group were not. And so I learned that when you get 10 feet tall and bulletproof, when you are making a lot of money, when you've built a very large and stable business that supports you in your position as the leader, that is when you then have the resources and the abundance and the vibrational frequency to reach down and pull up those individuals that deserve your attention and help as they present themselves. So rather than feeling guilty about my success, it allowed me to then understand that the very success was the thing that my team needed the most in order to actually help that team rise as a whole. And when I learned that lesson, it was a lot more fun, a lot more productive, and has now provided me the abundance and lifestyle that I enjoy 35 years later, and thousands of people that have, you know, followed me in this quest for enlightenment and financial freedom. So, just an aside. So well done.
Wait. I just want to say thank you, Doc Fran, because that's really an impulse, you know, for me into my business. Because it's so funny. What I sense here is that the difference between engaging from sorry, helper, you know, like I must, I have, I should, blah, all these, you know, like, I don't know, pull towards creation, let's say. I'm really touching inside myself, like, everybody's powerful. You know, I just like you were saying right now, my own vibration and example is the one that can uplift people around. So if I don't feel good, you know, with my team or whatever, if I am not on here, you know, and I like stopping doing things from the sorry, you know, that energy of pena. I don't know how to say pena in English. Pena, yeah, sorry, yeah. Sorry, I suppose, you know, like, oh, you know, I'm sorry for them or whatever. It's like, oh my gosh, no, they are beings of light and powerful, you know, and So thank you for bringing this energy or this understanding to our business too, or to our team, because we always say, help others, help others, and then you will help yourself. And to me, I see more that, see the magnificence in others because you see your own, and then you pull that out from the other people, but not because from the poor, from the sorry. We understand that? So I just wanted to say thank you, Dr. Fran, because it gives me more permission, again, I think, to radiate, and then people will follow or not, I don't know, the universe will take care of the rest, So thank you.
I think the word you're looking for is pity. You feel pity for the other people because you project upon them that they are lacking in something.
Exactly.
You want to fill that lack for them.
Exactly.
Which is an admirable attribute, but fraught with frustration.
Exactly.
And the other thing, thank you for the comment, because one of the things, and I'm sure that all of us have had the experience where we can literally calm an area of turbulence simply by being in our own valence of who we really are, by being calm. And, I learned that very dramatically when I was going through my surgery residency trainings. And, you have to stay calm in a surgical suite. No matter what's happening, you get an arterial bleed, for instance. That's a serious complication in any surgery. And, if every time it happened, the surgeon threw his hands up and ran around the room screaming because, oh my God, I got an arterial bleed, there'd be very few people that would survive their surgeries. So, stay calm, maintain your beingness, and you will disinturbulate. No matter what's going on around you, you can bring calm or peace. That's the person that walks into a room and everyone in the room is aware of their presence, without them doing or saying anything other than simply being there. So it's a neat way to exist. And when you have that certainty in your own beingness, that's the most powerful gift you can give to everyone. All right, let's move on here. I am guided toward what I like. I am guided toward what I do like. Abraham states, the only path to the life you desire is through the path of less resistance, or the path of most allowance of your connection to your source, to your inner being, to who you really are, and to all that you desire. And that allowance is indicated to you in the form of good feeling emotions, your emotional guidance system. If you will let feeling good be your most important priority, where have we heard that? Then whenever you are having a conversation that is not in harmony with the health you desire, you will feel bad. And so you will be alerted to your resistance, and then you can choose a better feeling thought, and you will be right back on track. Whenever you feel negative emotion, it is your guidance system helping you realize that you are, in this moment, offering resistant thought that is hindering the stream of well-being that you would otherwise be reaching fully. It is if your guidance system is saying, here, you're doing it again. Here, you're doing it again. Here, you're doing it again. This negative emotion means that you are in the process of attracting what you do not want. Many people ignore their guidance system by tolerating negative emotion, and in doing so, deny themselves the benefit of guidance from a broader perspective. But once life has caused you to identify that you desire something, you will never again be able to look at its opposite or at the lack of it without feeling negative emotion. Once a desire has been born within you, you must look at the desire if you are to feel good. And the reason for that is you cannot revert back to less than life has caused you to become. I want to read that one again. The reason for that is you cannot revert back to less than life has caused you to become. Once you identify a desire for wellness or for a specific bodily condition, You will never be able to focus upon the lack of it again without feeling negative emotion. Whenever you feel negative emotion, you just stop whatever it is you are doing or thinking and say, what is it that I do want? And then, because you have turned your attention to what you do want, the negative feeling will be replaced by a positive feeling. And the negative attraction will be replaced by positive attraction. And you will be right back on track. First, I must be willing to please myself. Abraham states, when you have been on a particular train of thought for a while, it's not easy to abruptly change the direction of your thought, because the law of attraction is supplying you with thoughts that match your current train of thought. Sometimes while you are in that negative feeling mode, another who is not in that negative space will not agree with your negative view of your current subject, which only serves to make you want to defend your position all the more. Trying to defend or justify your opinion only causes you to stay in your resistant state longer. And the reason so many people hold themselves in resistance unnecessarily is because it is more important to them to be right than to feel good. we all want to be right.
Oh.
When you meet those who are determined to convince you that they are right, and they try to hold you in a negative conversation in an attempt to convince you, sometimes you are considered uncaring or cold-hearted if you do not hear them and eventually agree with their point of view. But when you forfeit your good feeling that comes when you choose thoughts that harmonize with your broader perspective to try and please a negative friend who wants to use you as a sounding board, you are paying a very dear price for something that will not help him or her either. That uncomfortable knot in your stomach is your inner being saying, this behavior, this conversation isn't in harmony with what you want. You must be willing to please yourself first, or you will often be swept up by the negativity that surrounds you. Is there an appropriate time to die? Jerry asks. Are there any limits of control for our bodily conditions as we approach 100 years of age? Abraham. Only the limitations caused by your own limited thinking, and all are self-imposed. Jerry asks then, is there a time to die, and if so, when is it? Abraham responds, there is never an ending to the consciousness of you, so really there is no death, but there will come an end to the time that your consciousness will flow through this particular physical body that you identify as you. It is up to you when you withdraw your focus from this body. If you have learned to focus upon good-feeling subjects and you continue to find things in this environment that excite you and interest you, there is no limit to the amount of time that you can remain focused in your physical body. But when you focus negatively and chronically diminish your connection to the stream of source energy, your physical experience is then shortened, for your physical apparatus cannot sustain long-term without source energy replenishment. Your negative emotion is a signal that you are cutting off source energy replenishment. Get happy and live long. Are all deaths a form of suicide? Jerry asks. So, all deaths are a form of suicide. Abraham responds, that would be one way of stating it, since everything that you experience comes about because of the balance of your thought, and no one else can think your thoughts or offer your vibration. Then everything that happens in your life experience, including that which you term your physical death, is self-inflicted. Most do not decide to die. They just do not decide to continue to live. Jerry, how do you feel about those who do decide to die and commit what we call suicide? Abraham responds, it makes no difference whether the thought you are thinking is one you have deliberately chosen to focus upon, or whether you are merely lazily observing something and therefore thinking the thought. You are still thinking the thought, offering the vibration, and reaping the manifestational result of that thought. So you are always creating your own reality, whether you are doing it purposefully or not. There are those who seek to control your behavior for many different reasons, who even wish to control your behavior regarding your personal experience. But their frustration level is great because they have no way of controlling others, and every attempt at that control is futile, wasted effort. So many are uncomfortable with the idea of people deliberately removing themselves from this physical universe by way of suicide. But we want you to understand that even if you do that, you do not cease to exist. And whether you depart this physical experience by way of deliberate suicide or by way of not deliberate release, the eternal being that you are continues to be and looks back on the physical experience you have just left behind only with love and appreciation for the experience. There are those who are filled with so much hatred as they live in their physical experience that the chronic pinching off from source and well-being is the reason for their death. There are those who simply are no longer finding interesting reasons to focus and remain, who turn their attention to the non-physical, and that is the reason for their death. And there are those who have not come to understand energy or thought or alignment, who desperately want to feel good and can find no way of stopping the chronic pain they have lived for so long that they deliberately choose to reemerge back into the non-physical. But in any case, you are eternal beings who, once refocused in the non-physical, become whole and renewed and completely aligned with who you really are. So Jerry asks, so do we each then choose to some degree how long we're going to live in each life experience? Abraham responds, you come forth intending to live and joyfully expand. When you disregard your guidance system, continuing to find thoughts that disallow your connection to your source, you diminish your connection to your replenishing source energy stream. And without that support, you wither. All right, let's see how many more pages we have. What time is it? I'm going to keep going for a while here, Monica.
Okay.
A process to manage one's body weight. Jerry, what process would you recommend to those wanting to control their body weight? Here's a good topic. We may get some comments from our listeners on this one. Abraham responds, there are so many beliefs upon this subject. So many different methods have been tried, and most beings who are struggling with the control of body weight have tried many of those methods with little lasting success. And so their belief is that they cannot control their body weight, and so they do not. We would encourage a visualization of self as you are wanting to be, seeing yourself in that way, thereby attracting it. The ideas and the confirmation from others and all the circumstances and events that will bring it about easily and quickly for you will come into your experience once you begin to see yourself that way. I love that. When you feel fat, you cannot attract slender. When you feel poor, you cannot attract prosperity. That which you are, the state of being, what you feel, is the basis from which you attract. That is why the better it gets, the better it gets. And the worse it gets, the worse it gets. Once you feel very negative about something, do not try to hammer it out and solve it immediately, because your negative attention to it just makes it worse. Distract yourself from the thought until you feel better. Then make another run at it from your positive, fresh perspective. Jerry asks, so is that why people will often go on a crash diet and lose massive pounds, and then they'll find themselves gaining it back? Is it because the desire was strong, but they didn't have the belief? And the picture of this thin person, or they filled the picture back in again? Abraham said, they want the food. They believe that the food will make them fat. And so, as they are giving the thought to that which they do not want in belief, they create that which they do not want. And that, again, is going about it in the hard way. For the most part, the reason why they lose the weight and then gain it back quickly is that they never gain an image of self as they want to be. They keep feeling fat. They keep thinking of themselves as that. And that is the image they hold. Your body will respond to the image of self always. That is why if you see yourself as healthy, you will be. If you see yourself as slender or whatever it is you are wanting in terms of muscle or shape or weight, that is what you will be. Regarding food, can I follow my bliss? Abraham responds, some have argued that if they do take our advice and follow their bliss, always looking for things that feel good, they would happily eat things that are detrimental to their health or their body weight. People do often choose food to try and fill the void when they are not feeling good. However, if you have been tending to your vibrational balance for a while, and you have learned the power of positively directing your thoughts towards an image of your body as you want it to be, then if you believe that eating a particular food is contrary to accomplishing that desire, negative emotion would come forth as guidance. It is never a good idea to pursue any action that brings forth negative emotion, because the negative emotion means that there is an energy imbalance. And any action that you participate in during negative emotion will always produce negative results. Negative emotion does not occur within a person because of a particular food is contrary to well-being, but because of current contradictory thoughts. Two people could eat identical diets and follow similar exercise programs and get opposite results, which means that there is much more to the equation than the consumption of the food and the burning of calories. Your results are always and only about your alignment of energy caused by the thoughts you think. A good rule of thumb is get happy, then eat. But do not try to eat your way to happiness. As you have come to make your emotional balance your top priority, your relationship with food will change and your impulse toward food will change. But even more important, your response to food will change. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting that because a lot of our socializing today, such as holidays or so, people getting together, but it's all around food. So the food has become the connecting point. So people spend a lot of they want to be happy, so they get together with their friends and family, and then in order to be with their friends and family, they gotta eat. So the eating and the socializing, I don't know if that creates the fatness or that stuff, but it's connecting how socializing, and even for babies, you know, they connecting with people. The mother is through food, through nourishing and eating. In some way, I don't know where I'm going with this, but it's the at least, yeah. Go ahead.
I just want to jump in because I think, you know, like that, it's so beautiful what you say right now, Arne, because again, we keep, and this is a habit, okay, or conditioning, I would say, you know, like, again, like the source of our results is outside. I totally agree with you that, you know, we use food and socializing people to fill up ourselves so we can feel good about it. But again, the source is outside. So when we realize, you know, that the source is inside, I can socialize as much as I want and eat as much as I want, but I need to be in alignment with my thinking about what that food is going to do in my body. I remember, you know, I had this thought a long time ago. I worked, I don't know, maybe 35 years ago, something with Louise Hay, that is one of my angels in this life, you know. And she said, and I learned, you know, todo lo que como se transforma en salud y belleza in Spanish. It's like everything I eat is transformed in health and beauty. I got it. You know, I got it. I mean, I repeated and repeated and repeated, and sometimes it's true that I get a little more fat, a little less, but it's not about the food. It's about me feeling good. You know, it's like sometimes I feel more down, and I don't know how to catch up, you know, higher frequency at that moment. So whatever I eat is replacing the feeling good, and that I have, you know, this.
We just lost you, Monica. Can you hear me, Arnie? Arnie and Monica are offline, so I'm going to keep.
No, yes.
Okay,
Keep
now
going.
you're back.
No,
Okay.
keep going. I mean, I think I wanted to just to highlight that because it's so important, you know, to distinguish when the source is outside or the source is really inside. Like, you know, eat all what you want, but what are your thoughts about eating, you know, or socialize all what you want. But again, Abraham is pointing us to you individually here. We have to be in alignment, you know, with our thinking. So thank you.
There, a comment from the audience that is watching. First of all, there is a Q&A button on your video that you can click and write something, and we see it and we can answer it. And at this moment, we have a comment from Heidi. She says she would like to be on the panel here, but her office is in such a disarray, she doesn't want to show the video on it. So she's watching it from the outside. But she sends her love anyway. So, okay. So anybody have questions, you can write them there, and we have them.
That's so funny. Well, good morning, Heidi. We did see you bounce up onto the screen there for a minute. So, and I didn't notice a thing other than you in your pictures. So, all right. Well, altering behavior about food without tending to your vibrational nets minimal results, while altering thought will yield great returns without the necessity of altering the behavior. So, to your point, Arnie, you know, it's true. Everybody eats more at holidays than when you get together. But we all share a common belief that, oh, you know, I shouldn't eat that, you know, third petit-four because I'm going to get fat from it. And that's where the rub is. If you believe you'll get fat by eating the third one and you eat it anyway, you're going to get fat. If you understand that, hey, it doesn't matter, everybody eats more during the holidays, but my body weight is always the same in my shape and I'm still, you know, exactly trimmed the way I want to be, then, you know, you can eat anything you want without altering your body shape because your belief system will keep that manifestation in place. And what we don't know is that, you know, you either, you know, metaphysically accelerate your metabolic rate or you find yourself walking more or running or jogging or doing more exercise, or you'll do something that will allow you the sensation of physically utilizing those calories in a way other than burning or than creating fat. So it's all your self-image. I never realized how critically important that is. So I think I look pretty good this morning. Yeah, okay, I do. I still look good. Yeah. All right. And so let us say that you have decided that you want to be very slender, but you currently do not see yourself as you want to be. And your belief is, if I eat, here we go, if I eat this food, I will be fat. As you have desire to be slender, but a belief that eating food will make you fat, you would feel negative emotion if you begin to eat the food. You might call it guilt, disappointment, or anger, but whatever it is, eating the food feels bad because given the set of beliefs that you hold and given the desire that you hold, this action is not in harmony. And so if you are following your bliss, you would find yourself feeling good about eating the things that do harmonize with your beliefs and bad about eating things that do not. Once a desire has been established within you, it's not possible to offer behavior that you believe contradicts it without feeling negative emotion. Well, what are my beliefs about food? Abraham. The beliefs that you hold regarding food are boldly reflected in the experience you are living. If you believe that you can eat most anything and not gain weight, that is your experience. If you believe that you gain weight easily, then you do. If you believe that certain foods give you an energy boost, they do. If you believe that certain foods deflate your energy, they do. If you want to be slender but you believe that a particular diet is not conducive to being slender, and you take the action of eating that diet, you will gain weight. People often initially balk at our seemingly simplistic analysis of your beliefs about food and how they affect your physical reality, because they believe that their beliefs have come about by observing experience, and it is hard for them to argue with the factual evidence that the living of their own life and the observation of others' lives has provided them. However, observation of results gives you scanty and inadequate information, for unless you are factoring in desire and expectation, then calculating the action of what has or has not been eaten is irrelevant. You simply cannot leave out the most important ingredient in the recipe of creation and understand the outcome. People respond differently to the food because the food is not the constant. The thought is. It is the way you are thinking about the food that is making the difference. Opinions of others about my body are insignificant. Question: a significant other pointed out to me that I have a little roll along my belt line and it would be good if I worked hard to get rid of it. I could exercise more or eat less or order salads. And because she's a significant other, I took it to heart and my roll got bigger. Abraham responds, the most important thing that we want you to understand is that when you are using the word other, always use the word insignificant regarding him or her. Laugh. Of course, we understand my insignificant other. Yeah, try calling your spouse that sometime and see how far that gets you. All right, a significant, okay, here we go. Of course, we understand that people in your life are significant, but you must not let their opinions of you be more important than your own opinion of yourself, I'm adding in. And anytime anyone influences you to focus upon something that makes you feel bad, you have received negative influence. We want you to practice your own thoughts so steadily that opinions of others become irrelevant to you. The only freedom you will ever experience comes when you achieve an absence of resistance, which means you will have figured out how to align your chronic thoughts with the thoughts of your own inner being. We have never seen anyone achieve that alignment or the feeling of freedom when they are factoring the desires and beliefs of others into the equation. There are just too many moving parts, and it cannot be sorted out. And so if someone says to you, I see something about you that I don't like, we would say, well, look someplace else. What do you think about my nose? Cute little thing, is it not? What about this ear over here? In other words, we would encourage the other to look for positive aspects, and we would be playful and not allow our feelings to be hurt. We would practice positive thought about our life until we render our feelings unhurtable. An example of my old story about my body. I'm not happy about the way my body looks. I've been trim and fit at times in my life. It has never been easy. And those periods never lasted very long. It seems to me that I've always had to work irrationally hard to even get close to the way I wanted to look. And then I just couldn't manage to stay there. I'm tired of depriving myself of good things to eat, only to end up not looking good anyway. This is hard. I just don't have the kind of metabolism that allows me to eat so much of anything that tastes good. It's really not fair, and I don't like being fat either. And an example of my news story about my body is a reflection mostly of the thoughts I think. I'm happy to understand the power of redirecting my thoughts, and I'm looking forward to seeing my physical changes in my body, which reflect my changes in my thinking. I feel good as I anticipate my improved size and shape, and I'm confident that those changes are in progress. And in the meantime, I'm generally feeling so good that I'm not unhappy with where I currently am. It is fun to think on purpose, and even more fun to see the results of those deliberately chosen thoughts. My body is very responsive to my thoughts, and I like knowing that. There is no right or wrong way to tell your improved story. It can be about your past, present, or future experiences. The only criterion that is important is that you be conscious of your intent to tell a better feeling, improved version of your story. Telling many good feeling short stories throughout your day will change your point of attraction. Just remember that the story you tell is the basis of your life, so tell it the way you want it to be. Woo!
Woohoo!
Thank you. Um, I have a personal experience, and maybe other people can get it too. When I was doing push-ups, I don't like exercise. I like tennis, I like sports, but not exercise. So at one point, I got into, well, I'm not in an environment where I can do sports, so I'm going to do some push-ups. And I'm standing there in front of my floor, and I'm feeling completely tired and no energy. And then I'm trying to do. It's very hard. Is and was very hard, and I can feel it in my body. It's like, oh, I feel weak. And then I did practice consciously. No, I am full of energy, and the source energy is in me, and I'm very strong. And I could feel an infusion in my body. And I could easily do 10 or 20 or 30 push-ups like that. I even did 100 one time. But the difference between thinking, making me feel deflated or no energy, into 1 second later full of energy, just because of my, you could call it attitude or focus or invocation of or opening up to, but I could feel it in my body. And I think maybe some people can relate to it. And I think the process is the same with money or health or anything else, that we have that capacity to switch. I feel tired. No, I feel awake. I feel really strong and engaged with life. I feel happy. I mean, you can switch like that just with the attitude or the thinking, and it's very experiential and actual, and it manifests into doing 50 push-ups. Instead, I couldn't even do 5 because I was deflated. So maybe that helps a little focus.
Yeah, I think you said the word, Arne. Like focus. And I just want to share a little the reverence that I feel at this very moment, to who we truly are. I mean, it's so amazing that we are getting it, in quotes, But to see the miracle or the joy or the play, let's say, that whatever it is that we think, it's just a thinking process. That's what, to master our minds, what that means. I mean, to really start to think in alignment with our true nature, that everything is possible. And it is possible. And until now, we were creating more, scarcity, density, effort, struggle, blah, 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 but because we were thinking that way. We didn't know the high thinking of ease, and love and beauty and flowing and allowing and no effort. And to me, maybe it's because I live here in Costa Rica right now, but I see so much abundance around, and I get in my heart like there is no effort at all for life to express itself, So get out of the way is what I say to Monica, in your limitations and your little being and, not deserving blah, 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 that we all try to change. Don't change anything, just let it go, and open your heart to this beautiful being, capital letters, and start to understand how that works. So I really see ourselves as a miracle. And I just want to acknowledge all of us here that we try to master that powerful tool. When you say focus, Arne, to have a clear intention of, and the responsibility that every thought that I'm thinking here or every experience that I'm, experiencing here is a result of my thinking. So nobody is responsible for anything except my thinking. Is like huge, So I feel like very humble into, this learning and very proud of that miracle. And let's see, we can play capital letters, and have fun in this life. And so I want to say thank you for all of us supporting each other here to really deeply understand and to honor our source, our true nature, our well-being, that we are talking here. Amazing. So every thought has a vibration here, and we are knowing that more and more. So beautiful. Well, we are almost at the end of our session here. I think it was super, super deep today. And let's see if there is anyone else that would like to share something or comment, or we are going to give 3 to 5 more minutes if we choose to. And if not, if I don't see any microphone opening, oh yes, Candace, please, welcome.
It was no fun sitting there being quiet the whole time. So I listened to my guidance and pushed the button. But anyway, I just experienced, I'm going to recap several of the things we talked about. I experienced following my guidance now at this point in my life where I have ignored my guidance so many times and had that moment of going, oh, that's why. Okay. I am so grateful to be able to say I am able to learn as I go along. So I love listening to my guidance and following it to the best of my ability, and occasionally going above and beyond or not quite enough or whatever it takes, but aiming in that direction for 100% is what just because my guidance is smarter than whatever's going on otherwise. And so there's a lot of love in that, and appreciating so much the talk today that came in and out of the value of self-love, of please yourself first. And we've all had to walk that that line of decision within ourselves of how much of that is my ego and all that, and just have to set that aside and know that our own greater self is all worthy of love, all worthy of every ounce of love we are capable of pouring into ourselves. And to value that, love that, be humble enough with it that we don't get carried away with it, and just aim for the joy that is in the center of it. That is the expression of the divine through each one of us. That point of joy, that's kind of that nugget inside. Is there a place for it in the body? It might be the pineal. It might be the heart. I think actually probably the heart, where pure grace, pure love, pure vital source energy is happening now, today, through me, through you, through all of us. And we're being able to increase the ability of that flow to occur. How wonderful. I love us. You've heard me say that before. I'm saying it again.
Thank you, Kanda. It's beautiful, beautiful. Congratulations. You know, we are getting in. And, you know, this is, for me, it's like I do want to invite, first to say thank you to everyone that attends this mastermind, you know. But to see that the perseverance, we are here like for 2 years and something right now, little by little, you know, we get it. And one thing that I wanted to share today, with all this food, I mean, or you know, like thinking that we were talking right now, there is something that I understood deeper last week that I want to share here, because it brings me a lot of joy. It's so funny. It's like, you know, at one point, I focus, I had the deep call, the intention of being financially free. And we talk about maybe 5 years ago. So it's not like, you know, yesterday. No, you know, 5 years of a journey, and yes, but, and you know, yes, I want, and I get the momentum, and I am 2 or 3 days in this beautiful, you know, thinking of financial freedom, and tell you, thank you so much for all the links and pictures that you send me about money coming in, and blah, blah, blah. And I love it because it nurtures that aspect of myself. But what I realized last week is that when my consciousness, my being, desires something, that's already there. So every time that I don't think in alignment to that desire, I feel bad. Simple like that. And I'm like, oh my gosh. It's like, okay, so if I want to be loyal, you know, loyal like in integrity to, okay, I already sent that. It's like we were reading here, I love what you said, Doc Franz, something about we cannot go back into what we have already created. You know, do you remember, Doc Franz, you read a little sentence like that? I don't know where I put it. But it's like, why? Because you cannot go back. You already targeted that. You already created that somewhere in the, you know, that desire that I had comes from already my own multidimensional being that knows, you know, that that's possible or something like that. So every time that I am not in alignment with that, I feel down. And I fell down many, many, many times during these 5 years, and I'm getting it now that, oops, what it is that I'm thinking that is not in alignment with financial freedom or with health or with a passionate, wonderful, intimate relationship, whatever it is that we want as human beings. is not an accident. You know, every desire is helping us to master who we truly are. So I just wanted to share that, and I hope that we can talk more about it, more and more, because I think that's the way that I really integrated myself. But I want to again, to say thank you to the miracle that we are, because, again, I'm the one that I sent at that target, you know, about financial freedom or health or skinny or whatever it is that we want. Now be loyal to that, you know, like follow that. That's what your desire, you know, and it's sacred. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys. And I don't know, Doc Fran, if you want to say something before we close all this time together. That was so beautiful.
Thanks. Yeah, there's a couple of things. One, let's do some housekeeping. We're coming up on 2 Saturdays. The one next Saturday is the day after Christmas. I would like to consider suspending our call that day, and also the 2nd of January, which is the morning after New Year's Eve. I would like to suspend the call so that we would reconvene. January the 9th would be our next mastermind, and we can start our new topic at that time, because we did finish that whole section.
Yeah. You're going to have a 1.5-day New Year's party from the 31st evening to all the way through the 1st and over to the 2nd.
Well,
it's going to be a good party, man.
You think that we should come together on the 2nd of January?
Just recognizing that you're going to have a 48-hour party for New Year.
Every day is New Year's Day for me, baby. I'm telling you, I'm in perpetual New Year's mode. The thing that I thought is that many people travel, so that, you know, since it's falling close to a weekend, a lot of people will have an option of going and spending a weekend with friends or relatives. So the other thing, we've been doing this 2 years without a vacation, so a nice 2-week break would be a paid vacation for us.
No, we didn't do 4th of July.
Oh, you're right. I stand corrected.
Well, let's do one thing here, because I don't think it's something that we need to record here, but we will announce through email, let's say. But I hear what you say, Dr. Fran, and then we will decide that all together here. But the point is to, I will say, you know, for the sooner we start the year with momentum, you know, we have this beautiful apparent illusion,
that's fine.
let's say, you know, like we can come in. But let's talk to that. Let's complete the energy here, and then Arne will send an email out, and of course Facebook, it, and all our platforms, we will announce, you know, what we do here. But to complete the energy of today, Dr. Fran, there is anything that you would like to say?
Yeah.
Because what's powerful is like, yeah, on.
And I'd like to say something too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe on that New Year's Day, maybe we wait to read, whoever comes wants to, but maybe we could bring the story that we want to tell for the new year and share that with each other.
Oh, that's a lovely suggestion for the 2nd. Yeah.
Can you repeat the suggestion? I didn't hear it.
Just that we not necessarily read, but we come together and share the story that we want to tell for 2016.
A better feeling story.
That's a great idea. So let's yeah, beautiful. I take notes of all of these, and we will organize it. But what I was saying on it? You were saying something.
At the end of the year.
Oh yes. So what we are going to do then? Let's skip Christmas weekend, that we are all family traveling, like you say, Doc Fran. We focus on the 2nd of January to do what we do here to start our year on, and to really, you know, integrate all what we have learned until this in 2015. And but let's complete today, you know, with realizing that this is our last session of 2015, and to really share the gratitude, I will say, from all of you loyal people here, committed to your own growth. And you know, I don't know if you want to say something more about it, but I do want to close this energy with so much gratitude, and really appreciating not only ourselves here committed, but all the spiritual guidance that we have, Abraham, all the masters that we had read this year, you know, like from, I remember, you know, Wayne Dyer, how beautiful time we spent together here, you know. The Science of Getting Rich. I mean, we are going through a lot of books here, and I just want to say thank you to so much support that we have. And your wisdom, Doc Fran, is something that I really, really appreciate. Arne, your humbleness, your openness, your wisdom too. I mean, you are super, super wise. Celio, your passion, I'm just going through the people that I see here, you know, your passion, your commitment to truth is like, thank you, thank you, thank you. And Candace, your youth, your openness, you are always open and ready to expand and to learn something more, you know, and to share your learning. So I just want to say thank you, Heidi, that you come normally here often, you know, also your passion, your yes to life, and your positive aspects, expression that you offer here, you know. So I wanted to end this year for sure. I didn't know it was today or will be the next Saturday, but obviously it's today, with this series of gratitude and acknowledgement to each of us. And Doc Fran, for me, I just want to bow to your wisdom. You know, again, even if you are in this retired quotes leadership or whatever, I always wanted you as a leader, and I get, you know, drop by drop what you always offer. That for me touches my heart and supports me a lot, you know, to go for it. So thank you everyone.
Well, thank you for the compliment. I do want to leave you with just one quick thought. You know, the most common form of resistance, it seems to me, that we have as human beings is worrying. And we can worry about something that's great, that it's going to stop. We worry about something that hasn't happened yet, whether it's going to happen. We worry about whether, you know, God knows, we can worry about everything, past, present, and future. And the best definition of worrying that I've ever read, and the most faithful to the essential truth of what worrying is this statement: worrying is praying for something that you do not want. So there's a lot of truth in that old song that we all know, don't worry, be happy. And there's, now that we're at this level of understanding the really true impact of those very simple words, don't worry, be happy. And so I want to pass that on to you as my year-end parting gift, and wish you all a Merry Christmas, and I look forward to hearing our improved life stories on the 2nd of January. I love you all.
Thank you, Doc Fran. The same for you guys, and I love this idea. So thank you, Candace. Let's have ready. And if you are if you want to be in the panel, remember, email Arne, ARNE, @unlimitednetwork.com, so you can be here with us live and share and you know, to really offer your wisdom alive, let's say, live. And but if you cannot because of time or whatever, send us by email your story, so maybe we can read it loud and to promote that, okay? So Arne, ARNE, @unlimitednetwork.com. And the Saturday, 2nd of January, we begin our year with our integration here, our gift of offering our new vision for that 2016, who we want to be, what we want to have, how we want to behave, etc. So I think it's a great seed that we can put there to support each other, to expand in the direction that feels good to you individually. We not all has to have the same lifestyle, you know, but what it is for you. So get in contact with yourself, have a wonderful Christmas or holiday season, and see you next year, 2016.
Thank
Happy
you.
Year.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Much love.
Thank you so much.
Mwah.